Hello and welcome back to another episode of AEW Dynamite out of 10 on the Wrestle Debate. Tonight's show featured Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy, the Le Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the show started with the commentary team of Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone and Excalibur being reunited. Good in a way, I suppose, but I really will miss Chris Jericho on commentary. He was class. But anyway, moving on to the first match, which was Cody Rhodes v Joey Janela. Cody Rhodes won a fairly decent match with the Crossroads. Good start, decent match, nothing too much to write home about. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next, Nyla Rose made an appearance on AEW Dynamite. She was first interviewed by Tony Schiavone, who yelled at him and about how she's the most dominant force in the AEW women's division and always will be. Then she proceeded to face Kenzie Page, a jobber, and it was pretty much a squash match. Rose pinned Page after a gratuitous number of beast bombs. Decent enough this. Once again, nothing really too much to write home about, so I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10. Next, we got a whole heap of backstage segments. First of all, the greatest comeback in sports ever. MJF cut a promo from a minimalist penthouse announcing that he's injury-free somehow despite overcoming 2 life-threatening illnesses and will be back in the ring next week. Then Shawn Spears cut a promo backstage blaming Cody for how badly Lance Archer hurt Dustin Rhodes, arguing that Cody should have thrown the towel in. And then both Spears and MJF were at ringside with Tony Schiavone putting each other over. Schiavone revealed that MJF is facing Jungle Boy at Double or Nothing to MJF's dismay. Well, I suppose it's understandable, really, considering everything MJF's been through. But on the whole, these were all pretty decent segments. Not going to grade them. Fitted in nicely into the show, and it's good to have MJF back in the ring because boys equality. Then the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley was back in action as he defeated Frankie Kazarian, who now has hair. But yeah, pretty comfortable win. Went a decent amount, but Moxley was in control for most of it, defeating him with a paradigm shift. But that wasn't the whole story, because after the match, a bunch of Dark Order members attacked Jon Moxley. SCU joined in to help Moxley, but all they did was get taken down. Then Brody Lee came out in a suit and hit Christopher Daniels with a chair while the beaten Moxley laid in the ring. Brody stood over him and cut a promo challenging him for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. Moxley pulled together enough to accept, saying, "All you had to do was ask." Then the members of the Dark Order beat him up some more, while Brody Lee left with the title belt. This was brilliant, actually. Really enjoyed it, because Brody Lee hasn't had the best of starts to AEW, but hopefully this is a turning point. Yeah, really enjoyed this, and hopefully Brody Lee actually does something. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I said I'd give the grades a bit higher, otherwise this probably would have been a 7 or a 7.5, but 8 out of 10. Sitting at her desk, Brandy Rose then cut a promo on Jake the Snake Roberts, warning him that he doesn't know her and needs to keep her name out of his dirty old mouth. Then we moved on to a match with Lance Archer with Jake the Snake Roberts defeating QT Marshall, who was with Brandy Rhodes. During the match, Dr. Britt Baker hit QT Marshall with her shoe, so Brandy Rose grabbed the shoe and threw it all the way up into the stands. Archer demolished Marshall with the EBD claw before pinning him. Then after the match, Britt attacks Brandy at ringside, knocking her out with a DDT. Then Lance Archer dragged her into the ring, and Jake Roberts menaced her with a live snake. This was brilliant. Kayfabe, who doesn't love Jake the Snake Roberts and his snakes? Yeah, the match was decent as well, so I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. Good, keep this going, AEW. Backstage, Taz then attempted to interview Darby Allin about his loss last week, but Darby refused to talk, pushing the mic away and leaving. Not going to grade this. But then it was main event time. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, the Sex Gods, I'm just going to keep on saying that because I like the name, defeating Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy in a tag team street fight. Matt Hardy switched personas multiple times during this match, which I don't know if I like or not. Yeah, it's alright. Matt Hardy can make it work. And then it spilled out at Daily's place at one point. At one point, he and Kenny Omega, he being Matt Hardy, ran down Sammy Guevara with a golf cart, and then Kenny did a moonsault off a scissor lift, which was mad. Chris Jericho powerbombed Omega on top of the golf cart. Then Jake Hager choked him out before Jericho hit him with the Judas effect and pinned him. This is pretty good, yeah. Did quite enjoy it. The thing is, I don't know if Matt Hardy should have lost on his first outing in AEW. I suppose he's got the reputation that it won't affect him too much. But I do think he probably should have picked up the win. But on the whole, this match was great. I would have given it an 8, but I'm going to restrict it to a 7.5 just because I would have liked Matt Hardy to win. But I can understand why Jericho and Guevara won. So 7.5 out of 10. Overall, AEW is going to get a 7.25 out of 10 this week. Really enjoyed the show. I thought there were multiple segments that were outstanding, like the main event and the Moxley Brody Lee one, which were terrific in particular. And everything had its meaning. Jake the Snake Roberts, very funny. Cody Rhodes building towards the match. Good to see Nyla Rose back. Overall, a really good show by AEW. And I think they're on their way back after, what you could say, a couple of average weeks. But last few weeks since that have been brilliant. So yeah, I've been really impressed. 7.5 out of 10. No, 7.25 out of 10. Maybe 7.5 out of 10 next week. But that is all for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Link to Twitter's in the description below for daily wrestling news. My other channels are appearing on the screen now. Make sure you subscribe to them if you enjoy those sports. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Bye, I suppose. Yeah, bye. See you later for NXT out of 10. Unless you've already watched NXT out of 10, then I'll see you for SmackDown out of 10. Oh no, I've got Money in the Bank's predictions coming out. Yeah, I'll join you for that. Thanks, bye.